What's up, everybody? David Feldman-Makrias here again. And what we're going to talk about now is more Google Ads stuff. So, with this, I want to talk about specifically Performance Max and making modifications to Performance Max campaigns, why they're necessary, and what exactly this is going to accomplish. All right, this will be a quick one. So, anybody utilizing Performance Max and Google Ads should take note of this video. Performance Max campaigns, just to refresh us, are Google's most new campaign type. They go across all the different networks that encompasses Google, including search, display, shopping, GSP, Gmails, YouTube video, display, everything, right? So with this, we want to make sure that we modify the Performance Max campaigns to the best of their ability to maximize performance. The thing that I've noticed about Performance Max and all the research that I've done and the people I've talked to and the campaigns that I've run is that Performance Max is a wild beast, meaning its main goal in life is to go and convert, right? And you may think, well, David, that's great. That's exactly what we want. Well, not so fast. One thing I see over and over and over again is that Performance Max actually steals conversions from things and purchases and orders and leads that are generated that you might get organically and directly. Let me repeat myself. Performance Max has been known to steal, it's a klepto. Performance Max has been known to steal conversions, meaning transactions, orders, add to carts, if you're considering e-commerce, or lead generation, if you're lead gen, from other marketing initiatives. It might be taking credit for other marketing initiatives that don't have as good of attribution, such as Facebook advertising or Meta advertising. Organic traffic has been taken by Performance Max, and direct traffic too. Well, you might ask, well, David, why is that really a bad thing? Well, it's a bad thing because Performance Max is still a Google Ads campaign and you have to pay for it. Now, other marketing initiatives that you might have done, such as SEO or building brand awareness, comes through your direct traffic source and Google organic traffic sources that you don't necessarily have to pay per click on. So you might think, oh, wow, Performance Max is doing a really good job, but you have to be careful and you have to understand exactly what's happening because, again, I've seen Performance Max campaigns, and I'm dealing with these issues now, that go live, show really good return, but the overall business isn't growing as much. ROAS, return on ad spend, is not the end-all be-all inside the Google Ads platform. There needs to be more ways to measure return on ad spend and not just blindly follow what the Google Ads app says, especially now, especially with GA4 coming out, especially with third-party cookies gone from Chrome and well gone from other browsers. And so what am I looking at now? I'm looking at a Performance Max campaign modification request form. I'm going to include the link in the actual video. Why this is important. So this is important because let's say, okay, you launch a Performance Max campaign. Oftentimes, if you have a brand that's recognizable, Performance Max and Google's AI is going to pick up on that, and it's actually going to show ads that are based on your brand, which isn't always a good thing. There's always debate. Should I buy my own name, right? Should I buy my own name? Should I buy my own brand? Well, if you're not up for buying your own brand or your own name, and you launch a Performance Max campaign and you don't add modifications or negative keywords, guess what? You're going to be buying your own name. Also, if you have other campaigns that are buying your name or buying your brand, Performance Max is going to take credit for all those too and take the lunch, which is not necessarily a good thing. So, unfortunately, we for every other campaign type, we can either put in exclusions, negative keywords, so on and so forth. For Performance Max, though, I guess Google can't trust us to do it ourselves. So we actually have to contact Google to do that. So what we have to do is fill out this form. It's pretty simple stuff. Your contact name, the email that you log into, what the account is, your actual email address, which I need to blur out of this video, and then your Google Ads account, your email CC, if you want anybody email CC'd, and then the type of thing you're trying to do. Usually it's an exclusion. It's a keyword exclusion, like adding a negative keyword, topic exclusion, or placement exclusion. So Google, I guess, how can I explain the reason why Google doesn't want you to be in control of your negative keywords for Performance Max? So I think the answer is Google's PMax campaigns are really designed to use artificial intelligence, Google's all of the Google networks, to basically do and use the data that Google knows that Google has to do what it knows best for your campaign type and your overall account and your overall goal. Google wants to limit the amount of restrictions it has so it can have as much free reign as possible to supposedly get you the end result. And I do believe that part of that is true. I want to be a glass half full type of person. However, we do need to make sure that we're spending in the right buckets because it can really, really limit performance. There's a lot of stuff out there already on PMax negative keywords. The reason why I like them is I want to make sure the brand is excluded as much as possible so I can focus on new customer acquisition and not buying customers that I would already have gotten. So again, this form is a newer way how to do it. It does create an email thread, and it's just something that you have to follow up with over time. Hopefully this helps. One thing to note too, you can add negative keywords to PMax yourself, but they have to be at the account level. So if you're trying to negate your brand, and you have a brand campaign, I wouldn't recommend you put the brand as a negative keyword in the account level. So this form is the new way to add negative keywords to PMax. Hopefully this helps. If you got any value from this, please give me a like, comment, subscribe. And if you didn't, well, better luck next time, right? All right, take care, guys. This is David, and I'll see you next time.